Chin tucked boxing, baby.
Yep, you know what time it is, man. This is, of course, your favorite channel, man, CTB. This is Chin Tuck Boxing. I'm your boy, Jay Slay. About to wreck your chin with this one for sure, man. Hey, the IBF has made the move, man. They have stripped Terence Crawford of his title. Terence Crawford is now only the unified, no longer the undisputed, quote unquote. He's the unified welterweight champion still, but the new IBF champion is now Jaron Boots Ennis. Now I'm gonna tell you how I feel about this move real quick, but first let me say this. There's a lot of people coming out now and trying to say that this is proof that Terence Crawford is moving to 154. That Terence Crawford got stripped by the IBF because he's moving up to 154 and is gonna fight Errol Spence there. This has nothing to do with the other, in my opinion. I think the IBF, excuse me, I think the IBF has seen Jaron Boots Ennis wait in the wings of a fight for Errol Spence. Errol Spence decided to unify and fight for undisputed with Terence Bud Crawford. And now that they have fought, and there still has not been an announcement on when the rematch is, I think the IBF finally said, you know what, Jaron Boots Ennis, we're just going to upgrade you to champion because we think those two guys are going to move up anyway. And to be honest, Errol Spence has already said he wasn't going to make that weight anymore anyway. So if either he was going to have to fight Boots anyway or he was going to get stripped, I guess the IBF got tired of waiting and decided to go ahead and strip him after 4 months of waiting. But I will say this. This opens up the welterweight division like a mug. I'm not gonna be honest. I kind of like the move, even though I don't really like how the IBF just pretty much gave Boots the belt, which we know he's gonna beat whoever they're gonna put in front of him anyway. I still wanted to see him fight for it. You know what I'm saying? I still wanted to see number 1 and number 2 fight for it. Or I think he was like the silver champion or the Intercontinental champion or whatever the other belt is with the IBF. I'd rather see him fight with the number 1 contender. You understand what I'm saying? And that way we can have a real ceremony for the new champion. Now we got to see, man, what the welterweight division gonna do, man. They still got Stanley Jones out there trying to fight Keith Thurman. Will that be for a belt now? Will the other belts follow suit and start to strip Terence Crawford? And that then making the next Keith Thurman fight for a championship. So he's the money man in the division once Terence Crawford and Errol Spence move up. Everybody be chopping at the bit to fight Keith Thurman. In my opinion, that's one of the reasons why Keith Thurman been sitting back waiting, because he's waiting his turn to take over the division that's been vacated by the 2 best in the division. In my honest opinion, that's just my opinion though. But what does this leave Terence Crawford? In my opinion, I don't think Terence Crawford gives a fuck. You know what I'm saying? He's unified, undisputed in 2 weight classes now. Whether they script him the day after the fight or they script him now, he still accomplished that feat. So they can never take that from him. But I will say this, if he does decide to move up and fight Errol Spence, I would love to see him go ahead and fight Jermell Charlo right after that. Don't waste no time. Like, what better fight to get you ready for Jermell Charlo than 2 Errol Spence fights? You understand what I'm saying? So I don't want to see him play no games. Go ahead and become, a champion, world champion, in 4 weight classes at that point. And then right off in the sunset, there's nothing else to prove after that, in my opinion. Unless you want to fight Tim Tszyu for his title to become undisputed in 3 weight classes, which would be great and be nobody's beating that feat, I don't think. But man, it's official, man. Jaron Boots Ennis is the champion. What does it mean for Jaron Boots Ennis now that Showtime is out of boxing? What will that belt fall into? Will he still fight on wherever PBC goes? Because he's not a PBC fighter per se, even though he has been fighting PBC fighters. He's not, quote unquote, a PBC fighter himself. So this means that he's going to, sign to PBC to get that Keith Thurman fight. Because I don't see them feeding him any more opponents, in my opinion. If he has a belt or not, I don't see PBC just feeding him another champion. They're going to want some return in their investment, especially if they're going to give you Keith Thurman. They're going to want some type of return on that fight. So what does that leave, the new champion and Jaron Boots Ennis? Who would you want to see Jaron Boots Ennis fight? I mean, after you get Cody Crowley out of the way, in my opinion, Cody Crowley should now get back in negotiations. Since he kind of said that the fight wasn't worth it, what it was going to pay him the first time, he kind of pulled out of the fight. Will the fight be worth it to him now if they offer him the same paycheck with the title shot? Or if you Jaron Boots Ennis in them, will you not play hardball with him? Because you did come out of negotiations and then pull out the fight because of money. and wasn't getting paid enough. So now do you really pull your A-side card, and actually pay him less now and say, you know what, you getting this title shot, so you know what, here you go, here's your 35% or whatever for, I don't want to talk about the money, but it's a possibility they play hardball now. Keith Thurman, man, what will Keith Thurman do, man? Will Keith Thurman ride the IB, will he ride in the WBC route? Will he ride the WBO route? What he gonna do, man? Because he has to make a decision on what belt he's gonna fall into. Stanley Jones is a dangerous fight, man, for a lot less money than I believe that you will get for fighting Boots. But I think he has a better chance at beating Stanley Jones than he does at fighting Boots. And if he does beat Stanley Jones and Boots wind up beating whoever his next opponent is, that unification fight between Boots and Keith Thurman would be, in my opinion, the next big welterweight fight. They'll be kind of like a passing the torch fight, or it'd be like a revival fight for Keith Thurman. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this, man. IBF has made the first move in scripting Terrence Crawford. So now if Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford do fight, it'll be either for 3 belts at the welterweight division, or it'll be for no belts at the super welterweight division. Let me know what you think in the comment section, man. With that being said, this is, of course, your favorite channel, man, CTB. Sit here and talk boxing. I'm your boy, Jay Slay. Peace.
Chin tucked boxing, baby.